Hoi there everyone! This is FatesFanboy speaking, and welcome back to another episode of Inazuma 11 GO Strikers. Episode 12, I do believe. It has admittedly been some time since I recorded one of these videos. About 2 weeks. I've kind of left you in the dark as to my position in all of this. And the reason for that is, the end of the school year is around the corner. I have a lot of things to take care of. I have a thesis to round off, a big project, and that's just eaten up a lot of my time. And I do confess I have recorded a tiny bit more than I probably should have, because I cannot find time for the life of me to edit all of it. But I'm going to try my hardest to get this one out on Saturday, as I've been doing for a good while now. And I do hope you'll forgive me for the temporary break. Now, of course, I haven't sat still in these last 2 weeks. Now, I've actually got quite a bit of work done on the actual team here. And I will quickly go over that with you in a second. Before I do, I just wanted to say, if you do end up enjoying yourself, consider subscribing to me. I try to get these videos out at a consistent rate, one per week, ideally alongside other variety content like Fire Emblem Heroes, Inazuma 11 multi-language, which I have a new one in the works by the way, Ace Attorney. Anyway, if you enjoy yourself, consider subscribing, I greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, we shall go over the changes I have made, the action I have undertaken in these last 2 weeks. Starting off with, I have of course grinded for points, and I have acquired some new team members in the process. Now, as you might remember, we got Edgar Partinus last week, as per RXR's request, if I recall correctly. And then there were also some other things I needed to take care of. For example, I needed to get a better version of Afrori. I did tell all of you, but I actually found out while grinding for points that the International Allstars version of Afrori isn't better than a Zeus version at all. In fact, take a look at this version of Afrori. He caps his kick at S and his speed at A, and then the International Allstars version of Afrori, as you can see, he caps off his kick at A and his speed as well, so that's one tier lower, but he does get access to S control, which is a bit of a cut above the original Afrori, but I do think I prefer some kick, because he has been a pretty potent striker for us so far, and I would like to keep it that way. So I think we're going to keep rocking out with the Zeus version of Afrori. I did get the International Allstars version in order to unlock Gore Break on this version of Afrori, which I'm not entirely sure is which one again. I believe it's this one because it's 60 TP, so I should take care to actually set that one. And on the note of getting new moves for characters, I also got Xavier or Hiroto from Inazuma National to unlock Tenku Otoshi, or Celestial Smash, that's what it's called in English. We did get that for some more synergy, because it does line up with his inherent fire element, rather than Extend Zone, which is grass element. And we can also chain with Tenku Otoshi, which is another very nice positive point going for it. And on the topic of Zine here actually, while grinding for points, I played some matches against like International Allstars and also Inazuma National, and when I faced Inazuma National and I shot with Zine, I actually found out he has a special kick quote against Mark as a keeper. And you know, I'll probably just play it here to demonstrate. But yeah, I found that very cool to see. I don't actually know if he had a special quote in the original game. I imagine he does, and it probably carried over to this game, but I never knew. It was a fun thing to find out. What else? Yes, I think we finally fulfilled Vinny's request for Knight from Kirkwood instead of the Dark Emperor's version. Like I said before, he has access to A all across the board when he has one bar filled up, and that's honestly a pretty solid player to have. I can't complain about that. Has Dash Accelerator, and he has Spinning Cut for a blocking move, so I'll be very happy to use him going forward. And then I would like to say that I also got another version of Samford, namely Royal Redux Samford, for the reason that he gets access to a Baton Drop, a dribble move which would be very useful on this version of Samford, but regrettably I don't have enough points to recruit him. I completely forgot to actually recruit him and get more points last time. So he's still sitting here with his circle empty. We still have yet to recruit him, but we will eventually to get the Baton Drop on Inazuma National Samford. So that's something to look forward to as well. But for the time being, we are going to stick to this screen and we are going to recruit another character. And I actually stopped at the perfect moment because there has been a pending request for Tsunami, or Hurley Kane. I believe it was Yoshi, 124 once again, has been very consistently recommending characters for me to recruit, so thank you very much for that once more. And honestly, I'm very happy with this request, because I quite like Tsunami. He's a fun guy, he's not great as a defender, because he literally does not get access to defending moves until you get a different version of him, which I'm not going to spoil for those of you who don't know what that is. But for the time being, we're going to recruit him, and we're just going to put him somewhere where he fits, I guess. So we are going to switch out some players, and I'm thinking about bringing back some characters that have been benched. I have been saying for a while now that I want to get Supernova and Space Penguin, but I just haven't managed to get around to it yet. So I think we're going to give Bellatrix and Wits the axe this episode to just sit out this match against the Dark Angels, by the way. And we are going to bring back some characters that haven't got the time to shine. We're going to bring Icer back, I think. I haven't used her in quite a while. And then obviously Tsunami is coming in. And who else can we substitute? Let's see, Soundtown, maybe Rosie. Let's see who we can switch out. We can probably switch out let's switch out Nathan. Nathan has been getting a good bit of action in. We can switch him out for like one match. So then we are going to have to puzzle our way around a different formation, which I actually already selected while grinding for points. I found this one to be pretty useful actually, because we have a lot of defenders, which is ironic because we started off with absolutely no defenders. But this way we can accommodate for as many defenders as we would like, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put Icer and Tsunami in the field, and Soundtown as well. Peabody is going into the goal again, because King has also been getting quite some action. I have been thoroughly enjoying him. He's been doing quite a good job. He didn't manage to stop Robingo in the match against the International Allstars, but that is quite alright, because Robingo literally also broke through Tamashi the Hand, performed by Peabody. So I don't blame anyone, honestly. He's just busted, I think. And then this should be quite the good formation, actually. Yeah, ironic that we're bringing Tsunami up to the front, but yeah, I mean, he only has access to shots, so what are we going to do? No, actually, I want to bring Afrodi up there. Yes, I want to show off Godbreak. Godbreak will be fun to see. So then this is our formation going into the match against the Dark Angels, and I suppose we're just going to skip right to that, because I have nothing else to discuss. Alright, Leocott Island, my beloved. Destra is already waiting for us in the distance. We're not going to keep him waiting. Kyof Shiro. Thank you, Destra. We are going to happily face your team. The penultimate team of the story arc, I think, at least. I think after this it's only the champion match left, and then there's the girls team. Yes, Tenma, do your thing. But yes, like I said, we have the champion match remaining after this, and then I believe it's only the girls team on the side, and I think we might revisit Ogre from the first map. Yeah, we've done the team preps. We're going to quickly take a look at the Dark Angels. There's obviously nothing new if you've seen Season 3, but one thing to be noted is that actually there's nothing to be noted, because they literally didn't change anything. All these guys have like Angel Ball, Barbarian Shield, Go to Hell, Go to Heaven. I was also not swearing at you, that's what the move is called. It's literally called Go to Hell, which is pretty metal if you ask me. But yeah, that is all we need to be wary of, and we of course need to be wary of Shadow Ray as performed by Destra and Sanctus. But I think that is all I have to say before we dive into the match, so I believe we shall do exactly that. Dark Angels time, boys! Alright, Forbidden Land, I believe this stadium is called. Quite a cool concept, but I hope we can make quick work of these guys. Realistically, they shouldn't be too tough, because we have quite the strong defense going. Still haven't invested in anyone's stats by way of some manuals, but that will come in due course, I do believe. Excellent pass. Let's see, oops, exactly not what I meant to do. This is better, yes. There's actually someone to take the ball, and here we have Tsunami getting his first action, okay. Already has access to the Typhoon, which is excellent to see. Typhoon! So aggressive. This guy is great though, one of my favorite players from Inazuma National. Alright, I did expect that to happen. The end is quite a tough move to break through. And honestly, I hope you will forgive me for not recalling the keeper's name. Especially not in Japanese. Like, the end of Season 3 is where my names get a bit hazy, because admittedly it has been quite a while since I watched or even played that. The final episodes of Season 3... Oh yes, here's Tenku Otoshi by Zine. Quite the interesting sight, because it's usually Xavier pulling this one off. Hope we can make a goal with this, get a quick lead. There we go! Excellent. That's Tenku Otoshi in full force. Now, I have no clue if there's any visual cues if you're going to break through the end. Well, I always thought the ball would light up a bit more than when it was not going through, but I think that was primarily just my imagination. And I think we just pulled off like a frame-perfect block on Sanctus, because he was definitely going to perform Angel Ball. And this is Gold Break on Zeus Aphrodite. Now visually nothing's changed, of course, but in our hearts we know this is different than it needs to be. Zeus Aphrodite performing God Break, if only. If only. Alright, 2-0, excellent. Quick start. Quick breakaway, I should say. Which I am quite content with, you know? I did hope to make quick work of these guys and to not have to unnecessarily entertain any strong moves on their end. That was suboptimal. But oh well. We're going to have to let these guys get some action eventually. Oh yes, this guy has Devil Ball, I believe. We can bide our time. It should be quite alright. Destra does have Gravitation in this team, well, in this game, which can be quite handy, but not in the case of the Dark Angels, because when is Destra realistically going to block like any shots? Unless we were to use like... Okay, trying to focus on the action. Yeah, he's going to break through, that's quite alright. But yeah, when is Destra realistically going to block any shots, except for when we use Shadow as like a Libido, I suppose. Right, let's not give these guys too much room to breathe. Soundtown is actually much faster than some of the other guys on our team. Quite heartening to see, in all fact. That is Go to Heaven, I do not want to be hit by that. Instead we'll get an Excalibur! Caliber! Yes, Edgar, go on. Go on, score for us. Oh, it's such a delight to be back to this game, man, honestly. I've been so swamped with schoolwork that I just haven't had much time to do the things I really enjoy, such as playing this game. And well, that was a great interception if I've ever seen one. And I guess we'll show off this version of Knight, who is not too different from his Dark Empress version, except not design-wise. If that's a go to hell, please fuck off. Respectfully, of course. Let me instead get off another Tenku Otoshi. But yeah, no, this game is an absolute delight to play. I don't like playing it competitively, in all honesty, because I just don't know the gimmicks, I don't know the exploits, I should probably say. As I brush past this 3-0. But perhaps that is what I ought to do, that is the person I ought to be, just the casual player, as I tend to be from most games I play. I'm not really competitive from most of the games I play, in all honesty, like not Fire Emblem, Smash Bros to an extent, Inazuma 11, thank you very much. I've never been too competitive about, in all honesty. It can be fun to play against friends, of course, or against my little brothers, but I think that's about where it ends. Like, I wouldn't want to compete in like a tournament, because I just don't think I'd perform well under pressure, you know? I like just taking my time with things, listening to the cool moves, seeing the cool characters and designs. I'm more of an aesthetic Andy, as one would say. Now, I don't know how much of a correlation that realistically has with being bad competitively, But I'm going to go through with that argument, if you don't mind. Okay, Tsunami is slow as balls, but that is quite alright. We'll get there eventually. And yes, thank you very much for that pop-up. I do love that. I do not want to look back at my memories. I want to play Inazuma 11, that's all. Tsunami is not going to break through, not surprising. We're giving him some time in the limelight nonetheless, because he deserved it. Right, we'll play to Soundtown, and then we'll... I think it will be about time for the break, the half-time break. Soundtown back in action. He's been gone for a pretty long time, hasn't he? Time passes by real quick when you're not using someone. And I really do think we should put Max back in, because I want to get back to Revolution V action. Let's try to get one more volley in. It's not going to produce any results, but that is quite good. And they're firing up like 3 milliseconds before the break. That is perfect. Perfectly fine. That means that bar will be slightly depleted. Not that it adds much for us. Also nice ball possession percent. But yes, like I said, like I prefaced, we are going to bring back Max. Tsunami has not been doing a whole bunch, but that will improve in due course, I do hope. And then what else are we going to do? We are going to... Ibiza, I want to say. No, we're going to put Shadow here. So that is the team we'll be going into the second half with. Quite surprising these guys haven't got a goal off, but that is again a testament to our strong defenses. Or to my excessive skill. Then again, that's a bit contradictory with all I've been saying up until now. Or not being a competitive player. Right. Luckily, Sanctus is not too great in the control department, I believe, off the top of my head. So that means we can get another Excalibur of. And thinking about it, if we keep pelting this keeper with enough shots, he's eventually going to run out of TP real quick. He only has this move, which is a level 3 move, and which costs a hefty bit of TP, I believe. Again, a keeper with only a level 3 move. How many of those do we have in this game? Too many, I'd wager. Ah yes, Gael. Our first show of Angel Ball. And hopefully the last as well. Except it's literally not going to be. Well, famous last words, I suppose. Luckily it's not going to be of too much consequence. You could have done something much worse. Okay, this guy can also do something much worse, which is called Dark Matter, for some reason. Okay, we're going to try and not get caught by Go to Hell. Instead we're going to wait for Max. And we're going to let another Revolution V rip. Oh, it's been too long. Revolution V, my beloved. Steve, my beloved. Voice actor of Rionosuke Naruhodo, my beloved. Oh, he stopped it. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Challenging me to hit him with something better, I suppose. Which I will gladly do. But first we'll pass by this midfield. Now, this match has been going swimmingly, which is always nice to see. Because I have been spending quite some time catching you guys up to speed, and I didn't think he'd be able to use his bar again that fast. Or at least the move again that fast. Must be something inherent to his skills, which is why he's a secret player in the first place, I imagine. And yes, I forgot he literally doesn't have... Okay, this is not great. I guess we're just going to have to cop a heavily drive. Which I was trying to actually make a multi-language video on, as per someone's request some time ago. But sadly, most of the episodes of the latter half of Season 3 are blocked, or at least copyright claimed. Which is very unfortunate, because that part of the season has some incredible moves, like Heaven Drive, which has quite some cool dubs, honestly. Also, I don't like how this guy sounds like a girl in this version of the game. Remember, in the English version of the game, he has a really deep voice, or at least a really harsh voice, I should probably say. That's probably the most accurate term to use. Oh no, Rusty. I just wanted some Rusty action, please. Don't deny me this. And we'll just get it not that way, apparently. Alas, it seems like Rusty is not going to get too much action today. We are going to get some Partinus action, even if it will be the end of me. We are going to score with Excalibur at some point. I might as well have shot it from afar. It is a long shot, so it won't lose power as quickly. And I feel like I'm repeating myself by explaining these gimmicks over and over again. But sometimes it's nice to just get a refresher, you know? You know how I feel? Right. Thanatos, please. Thank you. Now, let's try that Revolution V thing again, shall we? There we go. That's good. Revolution. Very good. We love to see that. They try to block with Go to Hell, but we tell them screw you instead, and cop this Revolution V. And you stop it. Alright. Excellent. We do love to see that. This is again just a sign of how desperately we need to invest in Steve's kick. Let's see if Shadow can do the job, actually. Shadow has been quite consistent in scoring goals, even though he only has access to a level 2 move in Dark Tornado. I'm somewhat skeptic he's going to score, but then again, he's surprised me before. I wouldn't know. Thinking about it, I've actually heard talk of a mod which allows you to see the power of your moves. And that would honestly be quite an interesting implementation to have. I might look into that eventually. Because that would definitely give me at least some insight as to how powerful certain moves are. Yes, he does have Snow Angel. I did know that. I didn't expect him to catch me. That's quite alright. What is the score at, actually? 4-0. So we've literally achieved nothing in the second half of this match. Which is, fine. Okay, that's not fine. Get back here. Hawkins, yes. Need to have him on screen at least once per episode. Because if not, literally what are you doing with your life? Literally just deliberately missing out on the best character in Inazuma 11. Right, let's try getting a spinning cut in, which is going to make him burn his bar by using Angel Ball instead of Heavenly Drive. Which we love to see. We love to use tricky tactics like that. Yes, I do like to think I'm quite devious at times, in all honesty. Like for that maneuver. I of course intentionally had the ball stolen from me so I could give Isa some time in the spotlight. And now I can pass to Soundtown, who doesn't have a shot. Instead we're going to go to Zine and score the... not going to score. Go to heaven. Right. We're still going to try, even if it's the last thing I do. We still have some time. We probably have like, I want to say 20 seconds left, real time. And that was the most atrocious pass into the 16 I've ever seen. So I think that's wraps, that's curtains. I guess we're going to get passed by once more, which is fine. And then I've actually only thought of this just now, but have you noticed how tall Nano is in this game? Like the guy with the wavy hair and the closed eyes. He wasn't that tall in the DS games, he was like small body posture, which is kind of funny, I think. Anyway, we won 4-0, literally achieved nothing in the second half, so I hope you enjoyed that empty second half of just scrambling around with the ball, I suppose. But yeah, we did win, and in the end that's all that matters, I do believe. We get to see how much our players have grown, see if there's any improvements, and actually Isa, with the insane timing, let's see what she's got then. Let's not go to the sport wheel once again. Okay, pretty decent, honestly. Pretty decent. That's almost A around the board, except for catch, which is understandable, of course. It's pretty good, actually. I don't mind that at all. Too bad that she doesn't specialize in anything, that would have made her stand out a tiny bit more, I feel. But this is fine as well. We do like some well-rounded players on our team. And there we go. The showdown at the volcano has been completed, and I think that will give us access to the championship match. And yes, the path to the champions has opened. So I do believe, with nothing else to really take care of, yeah, we actually need to beat the final team. Well, final, quote-unquote, obviously, because there's still the girls' team down there. We literally need to beat this team to get access to the last coach, I presume, because we have all the managers. But let's check who they are.
Yes.
There he is. Missing in action, Rococo. Didn't show up for the International Allstars because he's actually part of his own team, the Little Gigants. Which I actually do think is fair, as opposed to obvious. 4 shields. So technically stronger than Ogre, which is a good thing to keep in mind. So that is on the agenda for next episode. I do believe for now we've done about everything we can. We don't really have access to anything else. We've almost completed this map, which saddens me a tiny bit. My favorite arc is almost done and over with. But yeah, for the time being, we are going to leave Rococo to his devices, and we are going back to the club room to recruit one more character and round off the episode. There we go, back in the club room once more. And now that we have access to the players of the Dark Angels, we are going to go right ahead and scout one of them. And that is going to be Gael, as requested by Caleb Menphobic. Thank you very much for your request. We are going to pick up Gael down here. We are going to use her, and as you can see, she, straight off the bat, straight off the rip, she has access to A speed. So that means she will have S speed once we have 1 bar filled up, which I love to see. I love me some speed in my players. Welcome aboard, Gael. We also have some more female representation now, so that is all the better for our team. And actually, looking at our points, we can immediately pick up on Royal Redux Samford for a bet and drop on our Inazuma National Samford. We are going to go to his moves, we're going to give him a bet and drop for 30 TP. It's going to make him much more of a useful player in that he can now also dribble past the defenses. And then we are going to swap in Gael for the next match against the Little Gigants. So Gael is technically a forward, but she also has Angel Ball, so she can function as a midfielder. And who can we take out as a midfielder? I'm thinking of taking out Shadow for a tiny bit. And this is our formation for the next team, unless I make some more adaptations before the next episode. But in that case, I will inform you when the time is due. And I believe that has been all from me. So yeah, second map almost finished. Quite saddening to see my favorite arc almost be completed, but it was going to come eventually. I think next episode we might start looking into upgrading some of our players by way of some manuals, because we have quite a few stocked up, including kicking manuals and TP manuals, which some of our characters can really use quite well. Let me just see what we have actually real quick. So we have Body, we have Guard, okay, very useful. Control we have a few of. And then we have 2 speed manuals. We actually don't have kicking manuals, which is quite a shame. We do have a lot of TP manuals, which some of our guys can really use, like Samford, but he'll probably get by as time passes anyway. That's something we might look into next episode. For this episode, I just want to say thank you if you came to this point, if you watched all the way up to this point, and I'm just going to hammer down on this point once again. If you want to see any other characters on this team, if there's any character you want to see represented, if you want your favorite character on this team, then by all means let me know by way of a comment, and I will try to accommodate your request as soon as possible. And with that, I've exhausted literally everything I wanted to say, so I'm just going to bid you farewell, and I'm going to say thank you once again, and I hope to see you back for the next episode, where we face off in the championship match against Little Gigant, against Rococo and his groupies. Goodbye!